Welcome to Heidi Relationships. Today, we'll read some more stories from Reddit. But before we start, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. That would help the channel a lot. Thank you very much in advance.
The first one is titled, I, 24 meters. Cannot stand my boyfriend's roommates, 26F, dog, and I'm trying to understand why and how to get past it. I, 24 meters. Hate my BF's roommates, 26F, dog. I want to understand why and try to move past it. I want to start by saying I don't hate dogs. I love dogs. This dog, however, is a 12-year-old dog that was recently adopted, a few months ago, and brought a couple bad habits along with it. It is by no means the worst dog in any way. She will, however, whine, not bark, the entire time you eat a meal. Or if you aren't giving it attention when it wants it. Or a handful of other times. The roommate also loves this dog above and beyond, which is great for her and the dog, truly, but she will also do things such as stop in the middle of conversations if the dog simply adjusts its position when sitting to say, "Ah, look, isn't she so cute?" I can only confirm that the dog is cute so many times in a 1-hour period before going insane. It's a constant stream of, "Ah, dog's name is so cute, I love her, ah." The dog licks constantly. If it's not licking me, it's licking someone else or itself and making a very annoying noise. The dog pees inside every now and then. This isn't a big deal, it's not my house. It became a bigger deal to me last week when I stepped in pee. The roommate did not apologize for the situation, and then she sat and watched my boyfriend clean up the mess. In her defense, she had to drink her latte before it got cold, and was going to handle it later. None of these behaviors ever get trained out of the dog, either. Even when it appears like she's trying to train the dog, her disciplining goes as far as saying, "No," in a baby voice that sounds identical to the general praising it normally gets. The dog definitely doesn't see this as a deterrent. My boyfriend is good friends with his roommate. I like his roommate. I feel like I should like the dog. But her behavior and the dog's behavior combined have caused me to feel extremely irritated whenever I even think about the thing. I normally don't get this way, but I have myself clenching my teeth every time I see the dog. What are some ways I can get past this? Is there any reason why I feel so strongly about this one annoying dog compared to most other problems I've dealt with? I suppose it can be rooted in a disliking of my BF's roommate's general incompetency, ignorance to the world, but I'm not sure. I'd love any and all insight into the matter. A user in the comments said, "Yeah, no, don't listen to the other replies that tell you to spend time with the dog or give it treats. You do not need to bond with it, as it's neither your or your BF's dog. It's not your responsibility. I would just stay away from your BF's apartment as long as the dog is there. Is it possible to stay at yours, or maybe find a place together with your BF? Not knowing how long you've been together, of course." Another user said, "This sounds more like an issue with the roommate and not the dog. She is the one enabling bad habits and behaviors, not taking the time to train or house break the dog. I would stop spending time in common areas when at their place or ask your boyfriend over to yours more often. I think it's time to speak up about these issues. I mean, how does your BF feel about a dog peeing in his house? Is there a plan to address any of these issues?" The next one is titled, Update. I, 24 meters. Cannot stand my boyfriend's roommates, 26F, dog, and I'm trying to understand why and get past it. My first post didn't get the most attention, but there has been a major recent event that made me think it was time to post an update. His roommate went away for the weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, and it fell on us to take care of the dog. I, obviously, was not too excited to be having to schedule my Valentine's Day weekend around this dog's needs, but was willing to do so to have a weekend alone with my boyfriend. Well, much to my surprise, the dog is a total sweetheart. When her owner is not around, she barely raises her voice, sleeps most of the day, and is extremely easy to care for. It would appear that it is really stuff like the incessant baby talking that actually bothers me, not the dog itself. Through observation, as well, I've realized that the dog only barks and whines because she knows she'll get attention or food from her owner whenever she wants. My boyfriend has very cleverly trained the dog to know that that doesn't work on anyone else. So, no begging from us. So now I ignore the roommate's dealings with the dog, love the dog herself, and let my boyfriend's roommate deal with the worst parts of owning an old dog and just enjoy a buddy to watch TV with when she's not around. Win-win. Thank you everyone for all the great advice. The next one is titled, I found out there is no business trip. I, 30M, wanted to leave a gift at her 27F desk at work for her birthday while she was on her business trip. When I got there, I found out that there was no business trip. She had been calling out sick, as did the coworker she told me I had nothing to worry about. She had been sending me photos of her hotel room and all the sightseeing she was doing. I'm an acquaintance of his wife, so after I contacted her on FB, I got her number and talked on the phone. Same story, he was on a business trip, and they had been exchanging photos of similar sites. That's when I explained to her what I found out. She was silent for a while, then told me he had cheated on her many times apparently, and she's actually been working on serving him with divorce papers while under the guise of reconciliation. She apologized profusely, but of course none of this is her fault. She called their workplace to find out on her own. They told her the same thing, he called out sick. So, here we are. My GF is still texting me like normal, pretending she's sitting at a boring meeting. I'm extremely distraught and my anxiety is at an all-time high, but surprisingly I'm not crying this time. This isn't the first time I was cheated on. I realized how much of a fool I had been. I saw the red flags, but I once again ignored them, thinking I just had trust issues that I needed to work on. I packed all her stuff and will wait for her to come back tonight. Update. App's wife confirmed that the papers will be served Monday, and that she's not worried about any blowback from me confronting my ex. So, I went ahead and confronted her. I will paste what I said. I know you're not on a business trip. I packed your stuff and left them outside for you. You'll have to find your own ride from the airport. I am beyond heartbroken and angry that everything we had built together meant nothing to you. I hope he was worth it. I am totally messed up in the head ATM, so I don't know when the next update will come, but I will make sure to do so. I appreciate all the suggestions, comments and words of support. She's blowing up my phone, so I blocked her number. Her sister tried to reach me, so I informed her of the situation. She's shocked, embarrassed, and upset. She will drive my ex from the airport and help pick up her stuff. I have her spare key, so there's no need to worry about my safety. Someone suggested taking a vacation from it all. I might actually do that, but first I need some time to get myself right again. I had an anxiety attack. Very nearly called my ex too, out of habit. That realization made me even more sad. This suck. Update 2. So apparently App's wife, let's just call her Jenny, inquiry, along with mine, set off a flag at their company HR and they decided to investigate. Makes sense. You would think a married woman would know her husband was sick at home. So, the cat's out of the bag. She told them everything. I'm my ex's emergency contact, so they tracked my number and contacted me about half an hour ago, asking how she was doing. She called out sick and hasn't responded in a few days. I told them everything as well. She wasn't sick. She had told me she was on a business trip but lied. She went on a trip with that butthole and is cheating on me with him. Everything just spilled out. I guess I still have so much bottled up I need to let out. So that's still developing ATM. Meanwhile, since I'm up, I might as well update you all. So shortly after I texted my ex yesterday, and she started blowing up my phone, Jenny texted me that AP has been texting her, being much more communicative than normal, and eventually asked if anything was up and what she was doing. She played along. This pretty much confirms that him and my ex were together. My ex and her sis came and picked up her stuff after they landed last night. They didn't knock, I didn't open the door. After they were done, They sat in their car for a while. I could see her sister's hand gestures moving frantically as they talked. Maybe she was lecturing her or what, I don't know. She was clearly upset. X was buried in her own hands. After a while she got out and knocked on my door. A lot of Redditors suggested completely ghosting her, but I decided I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to know what she had to say for herself, and I wanted to see her cry. Boy, what a crap show. It was painful, lying, gaslighting, deflecting. It meant nothing. She begged to work it out and promised to block him on everything. She'd keep her phone unlocked, etc. At one point she even tried to guilt trip me. I asked her to show me her phone. She refused. She refused. I was done. I told her to get out of my face and never contact me again. She burst further into tears and pleaded until she eventually agreed to give me her phone. I found everything on FB Messenger. Sexts, nudes, videos. Conversations about me. How clueless I was. How she felt guilty but was too horny to care ATM. I took screenshots and sent them to myself, which I later forwarded to Jenny. Gave her back her phone and told her it was over. Not going to lie, it still hurt watching her cry in such despair. But I had to remind myself that she's not sorry she cheated, she's only sorry she got caught. She knew I had been cheated on before and how traumatic that was for me. It didn't matter, she was willing to risk throwing away 5 beautiful years together. And for what? I closed the door and talked with my mom and dad on the phone for a while, and then pretty much cried myself to sleep. I told Jenny that I was here for her if she needed any help or support, and if she needed a place to stay, she is more than welcome to stay with me and my brother. I'm already dreading today. I don't know what to do with myself ATM. I can't even get back to sleep. A user in the comments said, I'm so sorry you're going through this. It gets worse. Pack her crap in garbage bags and put it on the porch. Change the locks. Block her cell and social media. Just ghost her, get on with your life. Another user said, do you really have to break up for cheating? Isn't the lying enough? I would text her that I went to drop off a gift for her at work, and they told you she was out sick. Remind her of the business trip lie, the hotel pics, and all the boring business meeting text. Tell her you don't want to know what is going on. The lying is enough, and you will set up a time to pick up her stuff. She'll call her office who will validate that you were there. She won't make a big fuss. To protect her lover's relationship, and his wife will have time to serve him. The next one is titled, Update. Found out there is no business trip. Jenny, App's wife, informed me that AP and my ex both got fired from their job. Not only that, but on the same day, he was served the divorce papers. They had a huge argument and he started slamming and hitting stuff. He never touched her, but she still doesn't feel safe to be around him. Her parents live in Korea, so she will be moving in with me until she can find her own place. My brother is deployed right now, so his room is vacant. As for my ex, I hear from her sister that she moved back in with her parents and has been crying nonstop. She hasn't left the house since and isn't talking to anyone. Her dad called me a few days ago to apologize. All the years I've known him, he was always quiet, cold, and distant, but over the phone he was very warm, and offered me some much-needed words of comfort and advice. As for me, I am not good at all, but I know these things take time to work through. I've been here before, but it hurts just the same. 5 years down the drain. She was my rock, the one person in this world I could turn to and open to, and now I can't do just that. Was it worth it? Is that all those 5 years meant to you? She was such an upstanding person, independent, hardworking and honest. She always had her crap together, and you could tell she was going to be going places in life. Her energy just made you want to stay on top of your crap. But now it's like I don't know who she is anymore. Everyone knows what she did. I had a moment of poor judgment and opened up to someone who had a big mouth. Her close friends are upset and are accusing me of doing that on purpose to get back at her. I really don't care to argue with people who knew about her affair the entire time. One of them even encouraged it. I never liked them. I always thought my ex was so far above them, she always seemed out of place. But now I see exactly where she got it from. It's saddening and disappointing to see her fall so far down. I will start boxing next week with my friend, and he will also coach me on nutrition and overall, how to eat healthier. I've been itching to try grilling, so right now I'm thinking about pulling out my brother's Weber and learn. I'm trying to keep myself busy. I work from home, so everything still reminds me of her. Someone suggested rearranging the house. I think that's a great idea. That's all the updates I have for you guys. I don't think there will be more, but if anything major pops up, I will make an update. Thank you so much for all the support, words of kindness and advice. Edit. Oh, I've been given an opportunity to travel to New Orleans next month super cheap. Jenny and I are thinking about going to get away from all this crap. We've never been, and we are both foodies, so this might be just what we need. The last one is titled, Don't Want to Go to My Cheating Sister's Wedding. My Bill found out my sister has been cheating on him for 8 years, 2 years ago. 3 kids together. Her boyfriend was married with 2 kids. My Bill found old phones with old text messages that confirmed his suspicions. My sister worked with this man she was cheating with for 8 years. Went to company parties together, same work social circles. My sister and her husband even met up socially with her cheating partner and his wife. All the times she was working late, working on Sundays, and asking me, my other siblings and my parents to watch the kids were not to help her with her job, but to help her cheat. Her youngest was born during the affair. Even had my other sister take a picture of her in the NICU with the baby, which we found out was to send to her boyfriend. DNA test confirmed it's my Bill, baby. Looking back, everything we thought was true all these years wasn't. It's heartbreaking. They destroyed not only their own families but broke the hearts of my parents and her in-laws. My parents were devastated to learn their daughter was capable of this. They were depressed and still are to a degree this day. My father will never be the same. He says he will go to his grave with a broken heart for her part in this. He can't believe his own daughter would do this. Anyway, 2 years later still dealing with this crap show. Nasty divorce, custody issues, financial issues, lots of money involved. She is now living with him and getting married next month. Asked my parents for their blessing, lol. My father said, you did what you wanted all these years without my blessing, now you want it? You're not getting anything. I want nothing to do with this wedding, but I feel bad for her children. I also have 2 daughters who do know what happened, 15 and 13. Feel like I am setting a bad example to go celebrate this with them. Her kids have not put the pieces together and don't realize what really went down. I don't acknowledge him or their relationship. She thinks this man walks on water and wants us to accept him. I can't. We love our brother-in-law and still keep in contact with him, which angers her. Am I the butthole for refusing to go to my sister's wedding? FYI, there is so much more to this, but post was already long enough. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the relationship stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video and write a comment. I really appreciate your support and it helps my channel so much. Thank you.